Hello everyone and welcome back to UK Panda 4x4. We're back in the workshop today. We've got Freddie here and we've got a very special bit of kit to fit to my car. I've been on to 141world.com and got myself difflock. Let's get it put in. This time on the channel we're going to work through the installation process of this diff locking kit, which is available for purchase from 141world.com or their Facebook group 141world Diff Locks for Fiat Panda 4x4. In addition to this kit, which is available for the Mark 1 and Mark 2, 141world have also developed a diff lock kit for the Mark 3 Panda 169. The company itself is run by a family of engineers and based in Poland. They design and manufacture every part of the kit themselves before putting them through a rigorous series of tests in real-world situations in order to prove just how much of a benefit they can be to us Panda 4x4 enthusiasts. Further details can be found on their website or indeed their Facebook group. The company ships all of their products worldwide and also offers a collection service within the UK. Right, I've got Freddie here. Say hi, Freddie.
Hello.
Okay, so this is the box we get from 141world. It's a very nice little box and it's very well presented. The kit's inside. We've had a quick look at it, but we're going to work through it with you guys. Here's the instructions. And this, for me, is the best part. This is the badge that we get to put on the back of the car afterwards. So we've got comprehensive instructions which run us through the process.
And are in English.
And they are in English as well.
Which is good.
Which is excellent. We're very pleased about that. Yeah. There they are. And here's the product underneath. And look how well presented this is. So it comes into two parts, and these replace parts in the differential which are there already. Yep. We've got the set of pins and springs, and this is part of the ratchet mechanism which locks this differential,
but allows it to also work as a differential still. So it's quite clever, really.
Yeah. So we're excited to put this together and see how it all works.
How it works, yeah. So you can see the teeth there, which ratchet together to allow the slip.
So this uses parts of the original differential, which you'll see whilst we're putting it together. You just have to do a little bit of filing work to the housing, which is all outlined in the instructions, but we're going to outline this comprehensively in this video as well. So we're going to get the car up in the air, get the diff drained, take the hubs apart so we can take the
wheel bearings off so we can take the half shafts out, which will allow us to pull the diff carrier out. And then take that apart and see how this fits in.
Yeah. So we've had a cup of tea, so I think we should maybe get started. Do you think, Freddie?
Yeah.
Right, let's do it. Right, the wheels are off.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to remove the drums.
Remove the drums, which come off very easily on this car.
And then we've got to take this centre.
So we've got to take the 4 bolts that hold the wheel bearing on off, and then we can pull the wheel bearing and the shaft out.
So we're back here again at the diff thread.
Yeah, last time I worked on this car we were doing this.
Yeah. So Freddie's just going to drain this differential down. As you'll have seen there, he undid the fill plug prior to the drain plug, so we know we can get oil back in it. I'm going to drain the old oil down.
Oh, it's got some water in it, hasn't it? Yeah. It's all that off-roading you do.
Yeah. But it's not been long since we did it, is it? So, due for a change?
Due for it, yeah.
The 4 bolts for the back of the rear wheel bearings. You can see here on the back of the hub. going to take those off, which should allow the wheel bearing to slide out. Pardon the manky oil there. But Freddie's just taken the drive shaft out fully.
Yeah, well, we don't want to damage this seal, so it's best just to take it out completely. Otherwise, the shaft is, all its weight is resting on there, and it's not the best for the seal. So let's just pull it out.
And that comes with the shaft. So we're onto the diff back plate now. And they're a 10mm, Freddie.
Yep.
And there's no gasket in this, it's just a silicone bead. So we can put that back with some new silicone when we're finished. Right, so here's the original diff. We've got the casing off now.
Yeah, so we're going to undo these 4 bolts. It's important to make sure these caps go back in the same place, and then also there will be shims, I think, behind one side of this, and it's important that that goes back where it was to make sure that your gear mesh remains the same. So you've just got to be careful of that when you're taking them out. So they're actually marked already, aren't they? 1 and 2, so we know it's 1, 2, with the numbers upside down. So that makes it easy.
And there are 17 those.
Yeah.
The clamps are just to gently lever off. And we're keeping them to the same side as they came out. So we're just using a bar to gently prise the whole assembly out of the axle. So this is the point at which you don't need to have all of the bits falling out, is it, Freddie?
No, yeah, you want to try and keep it all together. Which is sometimes easier said than done.
There we go, well done.
So these are your bearing races, you need to make sure they go back in the same spot as well. And then that's one of the spacers there. It's on top of it there. So we'll put all those safe in the correct orientation. So we know we're going to put them back in the same place. Right, so
get it all cleaned off in the parts washer. Get rid of all the water.
yes,
I mean oil.
that side.
So we're just dismantling the ring gear now from the housing. And that's a 19mm. There's a mount in that one.
Yeah. Right. So ring gear should just tap off, I think. So just go and get a hammer. Oh, there we go. That was easy.
The ring gear's off.
The ring gear's off.
And we're left with the housing.
Yes, the housing. So we've got to remove these gears
the
here.
planetary gears.
Yeah. So we'll put it back in the vise now. Hold it down like that. And I'll pop.
So there's a central pin.
Yeah.
Which pulls out.
Cross pin, which comes out. We've got to reuse that, I think, with the
as part of
new,
the kit.
Yeah, the new diff, and then we just have to pop. Hopefully, just pop these out if they want to. Held in by the oil that's in there, I think. Rotate them round. That's it.
Get your little bath ready. So one side of the housing's slightly wider to allow the extraction of the planetary gears.
Yeah.
So at this point, this is where we need to modify this housing, which we're going to run through with you. In order to get the new kit in, we've got to elongate this housing. It shows you fully in the instructions, but we're going to run through it in this video so you can see it.
I think we just have to do those corners. So if we get the the kit and we can see, we'll be able to offer it up and see how it fits. I think first. Give it a clean off.
So with the kit we get the instructions, and it shows us here exactly the points that you have to file the housing down very slightly in order to get the whole setup of the difflock kit into the housing itself. So that's what we're just going to run through now.
Yeah. So presumably, yeah, you just got to take the corners off there so that that will clear there and slide in. So when you've got the two, you get the other one. The two pieces together, should get that way. We need to have enough clearance there for those to be able to pass through that hole when they're both together like that.
So you're just going to file these edges out now, Freddie?
Yeah.
We're just using a die grinder.
Die grinder. You've got the two flats so that it'll slide in like that. So we've had to take quite a lot of material out, so you'll be there for quite a while with a file. So if you have got a die grinder, that's the best way to go. We need to clean it all up now because it's full of grinding dust. And we'll just finish the edges off with a file as well, so there's no sharp edges.
So while Freddie's just cleaning the housing up, we're just looking at the construction of the middle of the new difflock kit. Now in the instructions it shows us here the exploded view, and we've got these various pins and springs arrangement. So we'll just run through how they go in. So you've got two holes which are elongated and two holes which are circular on each of the plates. So we put the pins into the circular holes. And then we've got an arrangement of springs. So the larger spring goes in first into the elongated holes, and they're going to sit down flat into the bottom. so, and then the smaller springs will sit inside the large ones. I can get these apart with cold fingers. There we go. So the whole setup looks like this, and we should be able to stand these up on the flat plate, and these will close together like this, and all this arrangement will fit into the housing. And then we have the central pin from the original diff, which will go through the centre there. We've got all the housing all cleaned up.
Yeah, so I'll give that a spray with brake cleaner and a blowout, get rid of all the grinding dust out of it.
So we'll just have a look at the opening now.
Yeah, this one, isn't it? That one there. Yeah.
There we go. So you can see how much we've had to take out of that in order to get the difflock, the new difflock assembly in.
Yeah.
So in your absence, I've installed the springs and pins.
Very good. So that's ready to go in. It should be quite simple now.
Referring back to the diagram here, we've got the new gears, and these are the spaces to install on the outside of the difflock arrangement.
That's it. So that goes with that flange facing towards the outside. Slide in there hopefully. That's it. It's all nice and free. And then that space there. So I think we have to put those, have to go in there like that, I think. So that it slides in and they engage on that lip there.
Yeah.
And then the spaces, with the recess facing out, like that. And then I think might be the tricky bit.
So that will compress.
Yeah, so we've got to compress that. Get it into the. Right, so it should now. That's it.
There we go.
That's it. So now we've got to. So
So
they
we
get.
need to check there's a clearance.
Yeah. So do we do that
Per
now?
the diagram.
We need to put the pin in first.
Now that 3.6 to 4.3 millimeters in between two lock plates.
Like that. And we've got to get those in. That's it. Goes in like that. And that's it basically.
So that's full assembly.
Yeah. So we'll get some feeler gauges and check that.
Just check this clearance
that
gap.
clearance there.
And there's the diff housing back together with the 141 World locker in place.
Yeah.
Check the clearance there. What do you have? 3.8.
3.8. Yeah. 0.75. 0.7. Right, I think that's alright then.
So that's within parameters.
Yep.
So there we have the full kit installed.
So we just put the ring gear back on, and then it can go back in.
And Freddie's just seating the ring gear back on to the original housing. None of these other parts have been altered at all.
Yes.
It's just the internal gubbins for this. And the only alteration, as we've said, was the enlarging of the opening in the housing. So it's really good. You can take that difflock section out and put the original planetary gears back in, and it will all work as it was originally. Bit of blue Loctite.
Yeah, coming loose.
You've cleaned all these bolts back up again, haven't you?
Yep. Just get all the old Loctite off them.
Then we're going to go around and pop these back in, and then the torque setting for these, Freddie?
98 Newton meters.
98 Newton meters. All done. Perfect. And Freddie's just cleaning the back axle differential housing out with the brake cleaner at the moment. And get as much of the old detritus out of there. The surface area for the back plate will just be cleaned like every other gasketed area on a machined up metal surface on a vehicle. Right.
Try and squeeze all this back in without dropping it. Right, so we have the number one there, like that, didn't we?
On the left.
On the left. And the number two. Like that.
So we're all bolted up, and the torque settings for these are
51 Newton meters.
drive shafts going back in. Freddie will bolt them up. We should be able to spin a wheel on each side and see all this in action. And there we are, wheels back on.
Yeah.
We're going to have a demonstration of it working. Then Chris is here. Come on, Chris. Get on that other wheel.
The other wheel. See it slipping. So you can see if I just turn this wheel, just let go of that one, Chris. You can see that it turns both wheels at the same speed. And then if you hold that still, Chris, you can see that I'm putting pressure on, and then it slips. So when you're on the road, that's what will happen. So it allows you to go around corners without it dragging. And then if you go on the prop shaft, but if Chris tries and turns the prop shaft and I hold one wheel still, I can't hold it because it's locked together, so it turns both wheels at the same time, which is what you want when you're off-road.
So we've upgraded to full-time 3-wheel drive,
Yeah.
as opposed to 2 opposite corners driving.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the idea of this ratchet-style differential, like a semi-locking diff. It provides full drive to the back axle when 4-wheel drive is engaged. So it pulls the power off the prop shaft and just forces those 2 plates to stay in, locks in place.
Sends it equally to each wheel, rather than spinning the power away to whichever wheel has the least load.
So you've fitted this together, Freddie. What do you think of the product?
Seems pretty good. It's a simple solution to the problem. I'm not sure how noisy it's going to be on the road with those ratcheting systems, but we'll find out. But it certainly seems to do what it's meant to do. And very simple to fit, really, if you're mechanically minded.
I think anybody could fit this,
Yeah.
to be honest, couldn't they? As
Yeah.
long as they've a bit of patience. And
Yes, yeah, and just go steady. But there's nothing too complicated about fitting it, really. The hardest thing probably is clearancing the carrier to fit the mechanism in.
There we go. Well done,
Yeah.
Freddie. Great work.
Well, see how it works, eh?
Yeah. So there's no gasket on this face. It was just silicone from factory, isn't it?
Yeah. No Panda specialist, is it? These all the time.
The diff's getting refilled now. Then we'll give it another spin and see if it makes that ratchet noise a little bit quieter during cornering. It should do. Yeah. Right, everything back together. Well done, Freddie. So it's a lot quieter with the oil in now.
Yeah.
Are you happy with the process then?
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty simple, really.
Yeah.
Nothing too complicated about it.
Instructions were clear. Hopefully you'll find this video useful anyway, if you choose to buy the product. Right, we'll drop her down and turn around some corners and see what happens in here, I think. Right, we're on board now. We're just going to have a bit of a test drive and see how loud this clicking is that you can hear from the diff lock from behind. So we'll do some slow tight corners and you'll see what we can hear. It's not as loud as you thought.
No, it's not too bad, is it?
We know that some people have said to the manufacturers of this equipment that they weren't very happy with the noise that this product makes. So they've actually designed some freewheeling hubs, which are based on the original freewheeling hubs, which can also be purchased from 141 World 141world.com.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that bad, to be
No,
honest.
and the nature of it is going to have that noise. So if you don't want the noise, then you don't fit it.
I agree.
You know.
Yeah.
If you want the locking diff, then that's what you have to deal with the noise, I suppose.
So the other thing is that Prem, who's the company CEO, said that this product is it will last a lifetime. So he's happy replacing any parts which become damaged. So
Yeah.
I think we'll run this now, and then I reckon in 6 months, a year, we'll take it back apart again and
have a look and see
where
what
the
it looks
wear
like.
is.
Yeah. See what's actually worn in it, if any.
And then we'll give it a proper test very soon, hopefully. We'll get down Paul's farm or something and do a bit of riving on and see if it has made a decent bit of difference. But I think it will.
It should do, yeah.
Yeah.
Should do, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Brilliant. Right, cup of tea.
If you are interested in the difflock kit for the 141 or indeed the 169 Mark III, check out 141world.com, or you can get in touch with Prem through their Facebook group. Thanks very much for watching UK Panda 4x4, and thanks to Freddie at Harris Classic. We'll see you next time, where we'll be testing out the difflock.